So we have been playing each of these drum beats in a couple of different ways. And the first was clapping, the second was the snare drum, and the third was the bass drum. There is a reason for this. Clapping is used to learn the pattern, so you get familiar with it. On the drums, I play it on the drums so you can hear what the pattern sounds like on the drum set. And for an experienced drummer, certain beats are traditionally played on certain drums. So you will not know that yet, but you will in time. So when I give you a rule of thumb, as I've given a few already, it is not a hard and fast rule, but it is really an indication that in most cases, this is how it is used. So let's move on. Let's continue with our 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and counting framework. We're making great progress in understanding how these beats are formed and how to use them in the counting framework to remember and reproduce these beats. So let's do another beat, and this time let's choose 2 beats and see how they sound. Let's choose beats 1 and 6, or in the traditional time signature, it will be beat 1 and the and of 3. So it's the and between 3 and 4. It's called the and of 3. The way I just checked this was to count on my fingers and say 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, that's beat 6 of our 8 within our 8 beats. So if you were, don't do this if you're driving, but if you're listening to this, count it up: 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, with your fingers, that's beat 6. All right. So this is how it would sound. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now on the snare drum, sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now let's try it on the bass drum. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay. All right. So irregular interval beat played on beats 1, the and of 3. Now, if you add a regular interval beat, let's do this again on beats 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, it would sound like this. So let's play the hi-hat with the right hand, playing all the eighth notes. And let's play the snare and count. Okay, here is how it would sound: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. All right. Now let's try that same thing, playing the eighth notes with the right hand on the hi-hat. Keep that the same, and let's try it with the bass drum. And this is how it would sound: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, now is that starting to sound like something? That beat is a classic drum beat pattern, and you may recognize it, and this is just using 2 limbs. Let me add my, it's just basically my right hand and my right foot. If we were to add the 2 and the 4, it would sound like this, right? 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and... Okay, so I hope you're starting to get the hang of this.